Welcome everybody back to the EagleBite 83 channel where the past never dies. I'm of course your host EagleBite, and welcome back to another episode of Roleplay Review. This time we are going to be doing Blood Ties episode 16, Rolling with an Arbiter. Uh, One of the more humorous episodes, especially when it comes to Dex and his banter with Alex Woods. Yeah, we will start it up right now. Just let's do it. Let's go into it. There's no time like the present. Just saying. Oh, excuse me. Oh, let me just do this. Thank you. And off we go. All right, let's start. Tell me if anything is like off. Feel free to give me feedback on, you know, if the volume is too low or not loud enough, or like loud, too loud or not loud enough, and or if there's any bufferings or anything like that going on. It's always good to know. All right, so where's the runt?
He went to check the police station. He said he was going to be on the radio, but I did not bother turning it on because I would be talking.
Okay. All right, let's go to the police station. Hello, how are you?
There we go.
Is it better now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, good. All right, so the way I see it is we're gonna make the journey to RCFI, and that's gonna take us through Sunset Cross, Oldfield, Sandy Bay, and we might actually want to dip into Sanctuary a little bit before we get there because it's on the way, pretty much. What do you
All right,
think?
well, I hadn't thought of that far ahead, but your call, I will follow.
Okay, yeah, because
Although, I mean,
I'm the older one, you know. Standard procedure as always. Just remember that.
mm,
I will never let you forget. The eldest brother. Oh. Oh my, the lag. I should have said headaches. Keeping it real to the RP spirit. Everybody says headaches every time there's a lag going on. Episode 16, Rolling with an Arbiter. Now keep in mind, the Arbiters were one of the big bandit factions on the server. So this should spell for some interesting content. On our first expedition north to RCFI, Rory dropped quite the bombshell.
well, the Red Militia's gone.
What?
Yep, don't know the story. All I know is apparently they fucked off.
Okay, one thing I need to actually tell you guys here right off the bat is this entire conversation about the Red Militia, that conversation did not take place during this little run along this road here. That actually took place someplace else, like if it was before this or after this. But I wanted it to fit into this time frame. So it was a bitch to cut together. If you listen closely, you'll actually be able to hear some places the walking effects are like out of sync, and they people some places we're walking and we don't hear us moving or vice versa. That's just because I try to sync it up, but it's never going to be perfect. So just keep that in mind. This little conversation about the Red Militia is actually not actually taking place right here. I was trying to make it so that the sound, once I moved around with the camera, that the sound would actually follow from where Rory was at the time. So that editing job, I I kind of was a little bit displeased with how shoddy it is. But then again, I have rewatched it a couple of times and I'm like, it's not too bad. It's like you have to let it go. It works for the situation. It's not too apparent. That so you know, just so you know. I mean, this is a commentary, a behind the scenes, if you will. So I feel like I always want to point out stuff that I have implemented, in post production, or that I have like twisted around, I've like made different and whatnot. So I mean, it's good content for that reason. You mean they like disbanded, or did they?
I I don't know. All I know is the words that were used was they're gone.
Jesus. Well, who told you this?
Some people on the road.
Oh yeah, and sometimes I actually input subtitles like this because sometimes it gets really the volume gets really low, so you can't actually make out what's being said. Now I might have put subtitles where subtitles isn't actually needed, but it's better to be safe than sorry. That's kind of what I always thought. So right here is one of those moments when I feel like people might miss what Rory's saying right now, so I just decided to put subtitles in to be as an extra layer of aid for people to follow along.
But they also told me that one of their former members was trying to attempt unified government on the island, but a guy by the name of Yuri. But fuck if I know that's gonna happen.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw something about that. There was a note, like something about a general assembly or something.
Yep, that'd be it.
That is interesting. Yeah, like nobody's gonna be interested in that, honestly. Considering how territorial everybody is.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you think about it, in this roleplay setting, every faction has their own agenda. You know, the bandit factions are going to be very like independent. They're going to want to do their own stuff. The civilized factions, the settlements, and all that, they might be up for it. But if democracy has taught us anything, it's that it's going to be more bickering than it's going to be worth. And what was his idea, to actually try to succeed in uniting all the factions? Because once that happens, there's like literally no point in role playing because everybody's on the same side. So while it is a pretty interesting story concept, for the gameplay value of it and role play value of it, it's not that good of an idea. You know what I mean? I joked around, but deep down, I was actually concerned. If the Reds were gone, that meant that Deer Isle had lost one of the most powerful groups, and we had lost a potential ally against the Black Company. We'd have to make do with what we had, of course, but this news was not a cause for joy. For some, probably, but for others, it was a signal for the hyenas to start circling the carcass. Okay, I really went heavy on the sympathy for the Red Militia here. Um, I was I was always a little bit. I wanted to be very like non-judgmental of that faction because I remember playing on Survivalists RP, and a lot of people were hostile towards the Red Militia just because they were self-styled as a communist sort of collective. And I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. I didn't want to be actively hating on them just for being like, the communist group. So I always wanted to give them the chance, but seeing as how they're gone at this time, that chance never came. My plan was always more or less to try and enlist their aid in the fight against the Pathfinders and then later the Black Company. Um, but unfortunately, they disappeared a little bit too quickly. I don't think any of us in the Burley family ever met them. I don't know. I mean, except Yuri. Um, it's possible that Rory actually met some of them. I don't know. That's why I also always try to narrate the difference between me and Rory, or Robin and Rory. Like, Rory is very anti-communist. He's very, like, America, fuck yeah, that type of person. And Robin is a little bit more, like, impartial. He doesn't want to take sides. He wants to stay back a little bit, stay quiet, and be a little bit more observant. Watch what could work to his favor. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to make, too quick of judgment calls. He wants to, gauge all his options. And also, he judges people by what they do, not by, the namings or like their reps or anything like that. So.
Give me one. I gotta get a drink of water.
All right.
Should have worked on some cardio, Meji.
Koala. He said Medi. Medi's his actual name. Oh well, it's actually Matthew, but he's supposed to be, Koala's supposed to call him Rory, just like we call Koala Dex. So sometimes we actually say the wrong names. I think Medi actually calls me Ego at one point. And I'm actually calling him out on that. I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about, buddy. You know, you got to keep it in character.
Easy for you to say.
Contact.
Here you go.
Contact there.
Hey. Oh,
Hello.
let's go check them out.
Mind you,
Hey.
we have no idea who these guys are.
Hello.
Or this guy.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? I was just waiting for some friends over here. But
I doubt it, but some of you who have followed this might recognize the name of this guy. Not the name, the voice. I meant to say the voice.
what's your
Okay.
name?
What's your name?
We have met before. He's always a little bit
Hey, what's your
suspicious
name?
here.
Who's a bit suspicious?
Well, I mean, you're not answering when I ask your name. I mean, you don't have to be.
I
Successful.
am. My name is Skip. My name is Skip.
Skip. Wait.
That was fun to hear. No idea who that is. No, I know. This is a guy. I mean, it's coming up right now because we're being reminded of who he is. He actually said his name now. It's Skip. And we have been hanging out with him before, as evidenced right now. Skip?
Skip Tracer.
Skip Tracer. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh.
Skip! Yeah, I'm very happy that we have encountered so many friendly folk today. We used to call him Scythe Boy because, as you can see, he's carrying around a large scythe on his back. You're also Scythe Boy.
Scythe guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh man, it's been a while.
It's
Oh
been a
my
minute.
God. It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute.
He was in episode 7 and 8, no, 6 and 7. So it's a long time back. Now it's episode 16, so it's like 10 episodes back.
Holy crap. What did you been up to?
I think in real time we hadn't met him for a couple of months.
Oh shit.
Now we're heading
Yeah,
north
you were in
right
that
now.
fucking mass of people, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Eve. That was her. Yeah. The cult. lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Eve. Yeah. Apparently.
Oh. And there's somebody else pops in.
She just went through. a breakup or something because she was
Oh, hi there.
stealing. I'm not sure.
What the?
exactly,
Oh,
I assume
hello.
this is your.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, this is Alex. He's my pal.
Notify the black armbands on Alex. Those black armbands are the carry the triangle symbol of the arbiters.
Where did
Hey, Alex.
shipwrecks go? What the fuck is going on? What's...
I don't know where they went. I don't know where they went. Oddly enough.
Hey,
Yeah,
how have you been
lots of
since
things.
that horde?
I've been good. I've been good so far.
Cool.
Pardon my dress. Usually I'm a bit better dressed, but
Hey, look a little ragged
Had a
there
plan,
with the
so-
pants and all.
yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, these two guys, Alex Woods and Skip Tracer, they were here for a reason. They were actually Alex Woods is part of the Arbiters, and Skip was as well. Well, you're gonna be privy to that information because they're gonna be talking about it. I actually shouldn't be. Okay, never mind.
Well, I looks a little naked without a scythe.
Yeah, the scythe is missing, man.
Yeah, right.
It really
It's so
ties
funny.
it all
I
together.
can't. It's so funny that you guys remember that because I forgot about it. And as soon as you remembered it, I was like, oh, yes, I forgot that I carried around a scythe for.
Yeah, it's not every day you see someone run around. with a
No,
fucking
that's like the
scythe.
one thing that was memorable there. Like, oh yeah, Scythe guy. Everybody knows Scythe guy. And Alex Woods, I've also actually already met him as well. I will remember that in a bit here.
I left that group probably 2 months ago, and I
Oh,
haven't
jeez.
seen anyone from that group since. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they're inactive. I know that one of them
Yeah,
got.
I thought you joined like
robbed.
New Haven or something, right?
Yeah, I did at the very beginning. But
They weren't your
Well-
style?
no, a little too tame for my
Little
taste.
too tame.
But they were good. They were good people. They're good people.
Now we get some sad news as well.
But okay.
And
Well, in a moment at least.
who are you guys? may I
Yeah.
ask? Like you a little group or what's going on?
Yeah, we're the Burley family.
The Burleys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
met
bit
them my
behind.
first time.
Either I'm a bit behind, or I've never heard of you guys.
Nah, that's
What's your
okay.
I
We're pretty
it'd
small
be kind
time.
of weird if you did.
Yeah. Don't worry.
What's your name, man?
Keeping
Red?
tabs on the Burleys.
Hmm? My name's Woods, pals.
Woods?
Oh, Woods. What's your name?
Name's Woods.
Well now, looked like we had quite the reunion on our hands.
I
I'm Rory.
recognize you. I don't think you remember me. I met you and Mr. Nobody in Sandy Bay before. Okay, that laughter that you heard there, that's actually script. That is something in the game. If whenever you're drunk, you laugh like that. Whenever you have taken a toke from a joint, you laugh like that. Whenever you're like affected by outside substances, you laugh like that. It's a sure sign that you are intoxicated or that you are a cannibal. Because if you eat human meat in this game, you laugh like that as well, and you laugh like that forever. You cannot cure that. That is one little thing that the game actually implements because nobody should, like everybody, that's the risk. Whenever you eat human meat, that is your punishment. So it's kind of traceable for other players to know that, oh shit, this guy might have actually eaten meat. But it's also a sign that it could also be a sign that you're drunk. So whenever somebody laughs like that, like people usually become like, oh, whoa, is this guy a cannibal? You know, so just keep that in mind as we continue here.
No idea. But is that you laughing? Because that definitely ain't me.
That's
It was not
That
me.
definitely want me.
It's Dex.
That better not
was-
have been me.
Who? It was not me. It wasn't me.
Damn.
It's okay though.
Was that a drunk laugh or was that a stone laugh? Because I know that wasn't us.
We'll just chalk it
Oh,
up.
I was just thinking about something. Yeah, I was just.
Okay,
Wait, was
that's
that
a little
you?
unnerving. Get the fuck down the road. You're making people come. Get the fuck down the road.
Jesus.
I
man.
can tell you.
We
people
always
fuck
boss him
you.
around.
I'll just tell you right now, me and Rory were brothers. That's just our cousin.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck he gets up to.
It's,
He's on the way
it's good,
somewhere.
yeah. It's just your cousin.
I
That's,
told you to get
know,
down the road.
Yeah.
Cousin,
Not the
cousins
wood.
are like that.
Whenever this happens, he's our cousin.
Right, so I
Uh,
don't remember.
well-
I won't lie. But
Don't worry.
yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty short meeting. We were interrupted by, the alien abduction, and then when I was
Okay. I wanted to make that a thing instead of saying, because sometimes crashes happen, sometimes disconnects happen, that you actually get kicked out of the game, you crash to desktop or whatever. Whenever that happens, it looks like you just disappear in game. Usually people say that they're dealing with headaches or that, that, and it always felt like it should really be called alien abduction because they disappear completely. So I wanted to make that a thing, but I didn't stick with it, unfortunately, or it didn't stick. But I wanted to be called the alien abductions because it's just a little bit more imaginative and more appropriate as well. It didn't have to like play into any story or anything. I just wanted it to be like a thing that people said. But no.
back on Earth, you guys were gone.
What the fuck are you talking
By
about?
any
see? You
chance,
see?
Was it at sunset?
Server reboot. Whoosh. It was. Wait, let me see. No, it was like, Sandy Bay, but like to the west, when there's like a little, almost village, sort of place there, like north of the biohazard zone.
Yeah.
It was like by the barn there. I talked to you guys about like what you were, who you were, and you told me you were like arbiters, and then you told me about Millie and that I should watch out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we never got the story there because of the server reboot. And once I got back in, they were gone. So I don't know if they like even got back on after the crash or the reboot, or if they just came back and just left, or if they came back after me and I decided to move ahead because I didn't see them. I never because of that I never got the full story.
And I was actually
Yeah.
waiting for the story on that, but then, you kind of disappeared, and I didn't know
Oh.
what was.
So just to recap here, Millie is the leader of New Haven, which is the major faction on the island where me and Rory live, or me and Rory and our family live. We live like right next to the little town that New Haven now occupies, and Millie is the leader of that faction. And when we met them, we met other members as well. We met James, we met Red, we met a guy named Winter, and we're gonna hear about him in a moment here.
Going on there.
Very
Yeah,
sad,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I want to know. I've actually been wondering that for a long time now. You were like, she's an untrustworthy bitch. And I'm like, okay.
She is.
Finally, I'd wanted to hear this story for a long time.
Let me clear my throat. So basically,
back
why
over,
you
Dick.
shouldn't trust Millie. Number one, so when my friend Ivan, quote unquote, died, he's not dead. He's still alive. Fucking cheeky bastard.
Right.
His will stated that I owned this apartment in Westbrook, and she wasn't too happy about that. So anyway, I got ownership of the apartments, and I said, I'm gonna sell each room for 10 nows. 10 nows per week. That doesn't sound bad, does it? 10
No.
hours a week? Yeah. She fucking put up a shop saying, no, you can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. I'll kick you out of New Haven. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
you were part of
okay
New
then.
Haven before?
Long time ago.
Ah, okay.
And she threatened that she was gonna kill me.
That is interesting to hear because Alex Woods hates New Haven, like now. But he was apparently part of New Haven like a long time ago.
So I joined up with Underground, and we marched in Westbrook. And her puppy dog.
Yeah, he basically betrayed New Haven. Is what I always understood it to be.
I believe his name was Morley. Fucking answered for her, and she didn't answer shit. She sat there like a fucking lost puppy, quiet as shit.
Really?
But she's a little fucking coward, which is funny.
Huh.
Jack, put the fucking gun away.
She
That's
hoards.
interesting.
She hoards stuff and doesn't give it to her members either. And
And
that's just not a.
Puff Boy, fucking Red, that fucking pipsqueak, he abused me constantly when I was new to the island.
Yeah, Red. Red was the guy that Rory was a little bit almost got shot by 2 episodes ago when we had our little drunken squabble at the bar, the Black Rabbit bar.
Oh, really?
Battered the shit out of me sometimes. He'd get pissed, so he'd beat me. He always threatened to commit suicide all the time. It was, yeah, you can imagine it. Bit of a roller coaster.
The fuck?
Jesus. I mean, this
Yeah,
puts
so it's-
New Haven in a new light to for us because we thought they were like, you know, pretty good, decent people.
No.
So did I.
Well, I mean, we are
So
technically
did I.
neighbors. We don't really know that much about their inner workings.
No, we
They're,
met them once or twice.
They're not. They're not so much around these days, it seems. I think after they got robbed, that kind of demoralized them.
But if you ever see a man named Red, please let me know because
Yeah,
'cause,
he's
I'm
your
looking
main
out to
target
go
now.
kill him.
Okay. Interesting. We'd of course already met Red when we had our little drunken fight at the Black Rabbit, but I didn't want to say anything. I felt more and more like I wanted to hear Millie's side of the story. Not that I was doubting Woods' word, but so far we'd only heard the one side. And it was, mind you, from the mouth of an Arbiter.
She adopted a kid, and I had to look after.
Here we go. Now we get the story of Winter.
Okay.
Like, I was basically the kid's dad at this rate. Like, it was stupid.
Wonder if that's fucking Winter.
That's
Yeah, that's who it was. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Winter is.
He was the
Winter
kid.
died.
He's the...
Oh, that's right.
He
Wait,
died-
what?
oh.
He died?
What?
He died.
Oh,
Yeah, he.
Moderately tragic.
Winter committed suicide.
What?
Yeah.
I see.
Big guns here. I'll pull out my big bad gun here. I'll give you a cool helmet. Hold on.
Well, thank you very much. That's very helpful.
Yeah, no problem.
My name's Mr. Fucking Cards, you.
Nah, it's Eli. It's Eli. You know,
Kathleen.
Millie's not my actual real parent. My parents were killed in a helicopter crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This was sad to hear. I didn't know that Winter had been suicidal. None of us did. For whatever it was worth, I sincerely wish that he was with his parents now. Rest in peace, little dude. Rest in peace.
No, I did. That was a total buzzkill, right? But I figured I should mention it. I didn't mean to laugh. I just laughed in a comfortable situation.
Yeah, the island isn't made for everyone, though.
This is true.
Almost certainly not. Well, that was a bit of a
So,
shock. I didn't suspect that. Like, I thought he would be around, but apparently not. He seemed to be like, you know, like he knew what was how to get around, you know.
He did. He did. He did. Yeah. I don't know how many people do you see down south now?
Not that many. I mean, we see New Haven every once in a while. Um, we see those guys.
See,
Yeah, right here, I am hesitating to mention the Black Company slash Pathfinders because I know that the Arbiters, which Woods, I mean, you can see his black armbands quite clearly here. They were the allies of the Pathfinders. We didn't know if the Black Company and the Arbiters were, in that kind of same deal type of situation. We didn't know if the relationship was the same with those two groups. Um, Considering the fact that the Pathfinders split into two groups, one being the Stag Republic, which we didn't really know that much about, but the other being the Black Company, and we knew that the Arbiters were allied with the old Pathfinder group. I was hesitating to talk about them here because if I mentioned them, maybe that would set off Alex and he'd be asking about like, "Oh, wait, what do you know about them?" I was a little bit hesitant, but eventually like we did mention them here.
oh, those other guys, yeah, we'll see them every now and then.
Black Company, by any
Yeah,
chance?
those fuckers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're having a bit of complications at the moment, but I'm gonna sort that out one day. Gonna nip that in the bud. There's some drama between us two factions, like between territory. We're meant to have
Oh.
like the northern part sort of, and they're meant to have the southern. But they seem to think that they're gonna come up to the northern part and fucking start robbing people, like not telling us and all that. Like it's an alliance, and whenever we go down south, we have to tell them. But whenever they come up north, they don't fucking tell us. It's one rule for us and one rule for them. It's really fucking annoying.
So basically, the Black Company are still in an alliance with the Arbiters, sort of a bandit alliance, and they carve up the land where the Arbiters are basically their turf is in the north, and the Black Company has everything in the south, so they can like rob and extort on their own turf. But it seems from what Alex is telling us here that the Black Company is encroaching on the Arbiter's territory, so they're not that friendly with each other anymore.
Hmm. So they're sort of like putting their foot down and like trying to get you to be their
Yeah,
lapdogs, basically.
basically, yeah. Like the alliance is basically like a house of cards. It can fall at any fucking moment.
Well, well, well. Even the Arbiters are having problems with the Black Company. Signs of internal strife in an alliance between known troublemakers is usually a good portent for everybody else. Because we heard it split in two, and like Ezra took the other guys down to Ravenhold.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. Apparently, there might be a civil war going on between them two, but for now,
Oh,
like we're just gonna see what happens.
I wasn't even under the impression that there was some kind of conflict. I thought it was like amicable.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting. It's a very strange situation because the Black Company is quarreling a little bit or bickering with the Arbiters. At the same time, they themselves are one half of the old Pathfinder group, so they might be like there might be some kind of squabble between those original two groups as well. Are you eating anything in the game? Seems like you always are kind of full. No. What do you mean? Does my voice come across strange, like as in a strange way or something?
I was told there was a civil war, but
Ah.
you know,
And once again, we'd apparently assumed too much. First, we'd assumed that the Pathfinders had been gone for good. We were wrong. Then, we assumed again that they, under the name the Black Company, were back and more dangerous than ever. But apparently, this might be an error too. Not only disputes with their fellow Alliance member, the Arbiters, but possibly even civil war within their own ranks. Now it was finally confirmed. This is why they had split into two groups. And if this was indeed the case, then all we might have to do was simply to wait it out. As the old proverb goes, a house divided unto itself cannot stand.
I mean, they see. Okay, no, I'm not eating anything. I don't know what you're referring to because I feel like my voice sounds like just the same as my voice here. I don't know. It could be that I am actually using a different microphone when I'm recording this because I used to use the headset microphone. So it was actually closer to my mouth and of a different quality than this podcast excuse me, this podcast microphone. So it could be the difference in quality between microphones that you're hearing, like the difference between them.
If I had learned anything this day, it was that one should never jump to conclusions.
Intentionally not for long, yeah.
By the way, I was wondering, we've been going around like establishing connections and looking up groups and whatnot. We have a pretty good idea of the most of the major players, but there's one group we haven't ever met and we don't really know anything about them. Have you ever heard of the group known as Bastion?
I have indeed.
What do you know about them? And do you know where they're based?
Chill ass motherfucking dudes. Fuck. I think.
The meters of oh, you mean in the game? Oh, okay. I thought you meant my voice. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Are you eating anything in the game? Seems like you're always kind of full. Well, the trick to that is, I usually eat. I cook a lot of like wolf meat and um, big game meat like deer and what else, pigs and all that. I eat a lot of meat in the game, even when the apple is full. I keep on eating because once the apple is full, you have actually only. I learned this actually in the game. I didn't know this earlier, but once the apple is full, as you can see right now, it doesn't mean that you're actually full. You can keep filling your food up after the apple is full. Once the apple gets full, I think you're only at 25% of what you can eat. And then if you just keep on eating, you keep on eating and keep on eating and keep on eating, just make sure you don't puke up anything. So if you get this symbol with the stomach being full, you just wait a moment until it goes away, and then you keep eating. You eat until you see that the apple arrows that go up can't go up anymore. Until you see it like it is right now. If it is like no arrows going up, even if you're eating, that means you've hit the max capacity of food. And once you've hit the max capacity of food, your apple will stay white for a long, long time because it's the food meter goes down very, very slow. So it'll take a long time for the apple to become, not full and then yellow and then red and all that. So that's a tip if you're playing DayZ. Even if the apple becomes fully white, you can still always eat more. You can always eat more as long as you see the apple arrow going up. Keep eating.
I think Bastion has been moved. It used to be at the castle down south. It used to be at, I think it was Georgetown. I can't remember specifically, off the top of my head.
All right.
But if you go down south, it used to be down there. There should be a castle around there. That's where they're based.
I mean, I know
Might be
there.
Jamestown.
Oh yeah. Jamestown. Yeah, I actually don't know where Jamestown is because I don't have it on the map.
Oh, it's an old town that we used to know. If you go down south, I'm trying to remember it specifically. Just a bit above Stonington,
Yeah, the interesting thing here is he mentioned Georgetown, and Georgetown is actually a named town on this map. Then when he starts mentioning Jamestown, Jamestown was not like a named map. Jamestown was a faction. It was a settlement. So we could never like see it on the map. It was supposed to be a settlement that is that we have to like mark on our own. Um, as you can see, here is the castle where the Stag Republic is. If we go slightly to the west,
You see the Devil's Eye?
yeah, the Devil's Eye Castle is where the Stag Republic is. That's where the old Ravenhold Castle was.
Yeah.
Underneath that, there should be a massive fuck off castle.
Oh,
I think
that
that's
I
where they
know what
live
he's
now.
talking about. That place belongs to.
Yeah, that's where
the
the Stag Republic is now.
Stag Republic. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then they've moved.
What he is actually talking about, I think we're talking about, we're talking about two different things here, because he said, you see Devil's Eye. Devil's Eye is this little hill with like there's like a tower ruin on top of it. This mountain or hill or whatever, this is called Devil's Eye. This castle just south of it is called Devil's Eye Castle, and that is where the Ravenhold faction was before the Stag Republic was there. He said south of the Devil's Eye. Now, Bastion was actually located in this castle right down here. That is what I think that is what he's talking about. And I think we think he is referring to this castle. And he thinks that we are talking about this castle. So it's a little bit confusing, but yeah, so basically what we would learn later on is that Bastion was here. Basically, it was Jamestown first, but then it became Bastion and all. But what we need to know is that this is where Bastion is based. But yeah, I think we're thinking that he means this.
From my knowledge.
And are you guys still based in Purgatory?
That is correct.
Okay, okay.
Fuck. I mean, I don't know how anyone could dislodge anyone from that place. It's a one-way in, one-way out, fortified Helm's Deep nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Helm's Deep.
Place
Funny
is,
lot
tighter
when
than a duck's ass.
when the Red Militia came in, they fucking stormed it. But I suffered with a headache. A lot of us did, and miscommunication, all that. So they were able to beat us that one time. Then we rolled up to them, and I fucking took out six, seven Reds when we went to storm their house. It was quite funny.
I love how he's like brushing over the fact that the Red Militia attacked Purgatory and took out as many arbiters as they could, and he's like making all these excuses about, yeah, well, I was suffering through headaches and everybody else was doing that, but when we hit them back, yeah, that's when the real fight happened, you know.
Sniped 6 or 7 of them. Fucking amazing.
Oh,
So Red Militia and the Arbiters were not on good terms. They were like really intense enemies.
there was a war between you guys.
It was Arbiters and Pathfinders versus. We just fucked up Red Militia basically because they were being twats.
I gotcha. Okay. What was the reason for the hostility between you guys?
Apparently Red Militia. I think Red Militia were robbing us, just chatting shit constantly and just promoting propaganda.
No, what was happening, I learned that later. The Red Militia was fiercely anti-bandit. That's why they attacked Sanctuary. No, not Sanctuary. The Salty Cougar Tavern, because the Salty Cougar Tavern, as I learned from Skylar, was a neutral place where everybody was welcome. Everybody, if you were a good person, you could go there. If you were a bad person, you could also go there. And Red Militia, because of this, Red Militia took offense and they attacked the Salty Cougar Tavern because the Salty Cougar allowed bandits to be there as well. The Salty Cougar basically said, anybody is welcome here as long as you leave your weapons at the door. But the Red Militia did not appreciate that because they felt like, you know what, these guys are bandits. You should not welcome them. And that's why they started attacking the Salty Cougar as well. So it was a lot of fights between those groups as well.
And we were just like, okay, enough's enough now. We went, and they went into our base the other day. Well, not the other day, but they went into our base with Trader Pan, the fucking rat himself. Strolled up, and then a fucking battle broke out because they were giving it the big bollocks, this, that, the other. You know
Bollocks.
how commies work.
See, there we go again. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like this whole mentality about communists. Like, okay, I get it because the rumors of what the Red Militia did and how they acted kind of took on a life of its own. But still, I never wanted to go on the names and reputation alone.
Fucking name, man. I like this guy's mentality.
I knew you would.
Mhm.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, living down south, we don't really hear that much. We don't get that much news, you know. So it's always good to get updated, like daily occurrences.
And if you ever want to earn money, like fucking look out for a guy called Floki and capture the fucker. As soon as you do that, a lot of people are willing to pay you a lot of money for it.
Oh, really?
Loki.
Okay, why is that? What has he done?
Floki, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, Floki had been part of the Pathfinders, but he had gone rogue. And seeing as how the Pathfinders was already like a very shady group, if Floki betrays them, they would be like out for his head. And so was the Arbiters. He could have been part of the Arbiters. He was part of one of the bandit factions at least. And then he went rogue and did his own thing. And I think it cost his original faction. I mean, he did stuff at their expense and whatnot. So people were out hunting him.
I can't remember exactly, but he's been robbing people, chatting shit, all that bullshit.
Alright.
Or Yuri Ramovic or Dmitry Ramovic. Either of the two.
Oh, Yuri's the only one left from the Red Militia, right?
That's why he needs to die.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't too keen on attempting to capture one of the PKM-wielding ex-Red Militia members. I couldn't speak for Rory, though. I knew he was slightly more into the whole America fuck yeah deal than me. I just hoped that he wouldn't let political agendas blind him and have him bite off more than he could chew.
Fucking hell.
Also, I've seen like
Stupid.
posters for something called the Republic of Eden.
I don't know much about that.
Me neither. I was like, there's like no indication on the poster like where that would be located. It just says like, oh, Republic of Eden. Yeah.
Yeah, the Republic of Eden was apparently a very patriotic faction. Their symbol was like the American flag, except for where the stars usually is in the American flag, they instead had like a spruce tree. So it looked like some kind of, you know, United Tree States. You know what I mean? Like, regardless, it's they were very, very patriotic, very, very like American fundamentalists to the core. They were all about democracy and capitalism. A lot of that. So yeah. As
Might
far
just
as I
be like one of
understood.
those, oh yeah, look at us, we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Just people trying to leave their mark on this world.
Attention getters.
Yep. Are you guys like farmers then, or what are you guys got kind of thing then?
Yeah, we're a family just trying to survive, basically. We're trying to find more of our family members. While trying to explain our backstory to Alex, Rory once again sidestepped into pestering me with his favorite subject, his delusions of having slept with my ex, Roxanne, which of course never happened except for in his twisted dreams. And I was where I was. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, and
Give her a call. She'll do
our
it.
little. Okay, you know what?
Come on, let's do this.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Sit your ass down.
There you go.
It only took you 2 punches. Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ, man. I'm
He-
worried for you.
I
He
don't
knows.
want to hurt him. He's so old.
He knows who's the boss.
Oh my
Anyway.
god! Oh my god! That's very arrogant, but okay. I mean, Robin is a little bit like he's trying to assert his dominance. He is the oldest brother in the family. That's the oldest surviving member, at least.
So yeah, we were on the mainland, and so was Dex.
Oh yeah, this is funny.
Dex, what were you doing on the mainland?
Okay, listen
I
to
don't
this.
think he was on the mainland. I think he was here. Koalik. Speak up, boy.
Notice.
You fallen asleep?
Is he paused?
The hell?
Oh. Hey pal, you alright? You with me?
Oh shit.
There-
Hey.
Did you doze off?
Narcolepsy?
Where were you when the fucking end came, boy?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about our origins.
What are you doing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Picking up a gun.
Vietnam flashback or something? What's going on with you, man?
Has no idea where he is. Like- No.
Yeah, yeah, we have greeted each other. We're past that part.
Oh,
Fast
hey,
forward,
man.
okay?
Where you from?
No,
Oh,
No.
what's
No,
up?
okay, no, stop. Where were you
I love this.
when the end came?
He's so confused.
Down. Where were
Oh
you?
shit. Oh damn. I was in the mainland, you know, trying to survive. I was in the hospital. That's the last time I remembered. It's on his
Okay.
bed, right?
there you
Trying
go.
to scavenge for some hospital
we good.
supplies.
And now he won't shut up.
I went to the canteen trying to get some food.
You can't get him to stop now.
There's just, you know, rotten food everywhere, so I was just trying to survive. I went back to the homestead. I was like, oh my god, there's people here. And yeah,
Wait,
that's how I
did you
met
get
my.
how'd you get back to the island? Did you swim? I mean, that's
Yeah,
good swim.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
that
shit.
story. That story
So,
was
like,
quite magnificent, my friend. That story was
Sound like Lord of the
magnificent.
Rings.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Oh shit.
And now he's broken his
Are you
leg,
gonna
Oh
puke?
shit! What's wrong with you,
I think.
Are you gonna puke?
boy? You're leaning awful suspicious.
Oh no.
Are you hungry or something? What's going on?
You gotta
Oh,
speak
no.
to us.
Shit. I got the cast on my left leg, but I moved too much. And now I broke my leg.
Oh. When did you break your
Oh,
leg?
okay, today.
Hell if I know. He doesn't tell
I
me
got a
anything.
cast on, so like I shouldn't be running everywhere.
Oh, and you just forgot
No, you-
that.
Yeah, I was just, you know,
He's actually supposed to be our
got a
medic
little
as well.
problem here.
He went to medical school, so.
How are we still alive? Fuck.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Okay.
borrow his axe for 2 seconds.
He
I'll
passes
get back
out.
to him.
Give him CPR, I guess. Always.
Has he always been like this? Okay.
He's a little over energetic.
Is there a problem?
Okay, I just want to say I love Koala because he supplies a lot of the comedy relief for our family and for this series. I am Robin Burley, the oldest brother, and like sort of like the leader figure, I guess. Rory is the trusted second in command and actually brings a whole lot to the table, with like color commentaries and all that. And then we have like Dex, who's just like funny because he ends up in so much trouble and he's like just mouthing off, and he's just a goof, you know.
With me?
He's another trippy then, is what you
No, don't
I'm fine
jog.
now.
Don't jog.
Let's go for a jog.
Oh my god.
Lay down.
Does he not want his axe back?
You want your axe
Oh
back?
shit. Oh right. Appreciate that, kind sir.
Excuse me, how did you survive on your own before you found us? I'm just asking.
So did Skip end up joining up with you and the Arbiters?
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Skip was one of us, and then shit went down, and yeah. Basically,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to dig him out of the situation,
Oh,
and I'm not a leader, so
so
yeah.
what happened? Like, why is he? Yeah.
Currently, I'm not allowed to speak about it, but
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
This
not
could
a
be your
good
fate,
thing.
Koala, except we're not gonna stick our neck outs for you.
All right, take it easy. Take
I'm
it
sorry, can you speak
That's what
louder?
He does, but he fucking.
No, no, no! Don't punch him!
Percy,
Don't
can
punch
you
him!
speak louder?
Don't punch him!
I'm not gonna hurt him. He's
Don't.
injured.
Yeah, I know, I know. But you, to be fair, you usually greet him with punches.
Oh, and he flips bird!
Oh,
You might want to look behind you.
Having been absent for a little while, as the aliens felt like they needed to do some more anal probing on him, Skip finally arrived back on Earth.
That was terrible. That was double terrible. But okay, I gotta head back up north for sure. Now, especially.
Put that away.
So. Oh, what
put
is
it
it?
away.
He's got a lighter,
Oh,
Punch
oh.
him.
Don't
punch
play
him
with
and he'll leave you
fire.
alone.
trying to burn
Oh.
people.
Jesus.
I think Koala was just having fun now. He was trying to like just goof off, and I don't know. I think he was also a bit tired because he actually lives in Thailand. He's a native Thai, so he's like, we were playing in completely different time zones. Koala was from Thailand, I was from Sweden, and Mehdi is from America, Ohio. So it's like very different time zones for all of us. And I think he was really getting tired and also a little bit restless because we were talking a lot about plot and character development and all that.
Yo, can I call you Trippy 2.0?
Wait. What? That is
He-
it. You-
Oh shit.
Oh, what's going on?
He knows he has to run away because he knows what happens.
Apparently, that was an inside joke between those two.
Oh lord, oh lord. It's the red poncho versus the yellow poncho.
Get over here, or I'm gonna give them permission to fist fuck your face into a bowl of pudding.
Wow. Alright.
He's like trying to get in between as well.
Okay, please fight.
Yeah, see,
No.
exactly.
Oh,
Round one.
Stop. Stop.
There we go.
You know what, Dex? You weren't this peaceful when you were trying to burn Alex.
Oh, I didn't do that, did I?
Come
Yeah.
on, Trippy, come to me. Come back to me.
I'm starting
back
to
to me.
wonder. Hey,
You
Rory.
okay,
I'm starting
okay,
to wonder if Dex has like multiple personalities or
I'm
something.
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That was fun.
That actually would be a thing that kept on that would actually be show. It would be a gag in this episode. Further down the line, you'll see it return. And that actually just evolved naturally because of what Dex was doing here, and suddenly he doesn't remember doing stuff. So I'm like telling Rory, like, I'm wondering if he has multiple personalities. And then he actually started rolling with that later on, you'll see. And that's an example of how character quirks can actually evolve spontaneously when you roleplay. I love that.
Just don't do it again yet.
As we all agreed to cut the bullshit, and as our travel routes seemed to lead in the same direction, we decided to make the journey north together. Maybe traveling with an Arbiter would provide us with some street cred. It might also label us sympathizers, or, worst case scenario, Woods might even lead us into an ambush. However, I didn't get the feeling that he was interested in robbing us. At least, not right now. We had joked around, and I'd even come to like him a little. But as always when dealing with arbiters, a heightened sense of awareness was advised and adopted.
Is that the repeater?
Yeah,
It hits hard.
357,
hit.
man. It was nice to see you again, Scythe
Dylan?
Boy.
Oh
Reminiscing.
yeah, likewise. Yeah, no, I'm done. I've changed since then.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. I love this. This is one of the best things because Trip or Skip Tracer is trying to say like I'm a changed man. I'm an outlaw now. Like he's trying to be all tough. Every time he says that, like or tries to hint at it, Alex Woods is immediately like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. You're still the same doofus." You know, just listen. You know.
No, you're not.
Many
You're still
a
the
time.
same person. No, you're not.
He like always puts him down every single time. He's kind of like Trip Skip Tracer is kind of like what to Alex Woods what Dex is to us, you know?
Mr. Woods.
He's like, I'm a changed
You know-
man. It's
The
like,
only
no,
person
no,
who probably changed more is probably me. I love to admit this, but actually no, I am going to admit this, but I'm the one who robs people and you don't. That's the difference between me and you, Trip. You don't do that shit. The
I done
adrenaline
it.
rush is amazing.
Oh, you haven't seen me.
he's trying, you know, like you haven't seen me. I do that, you know.
Do it. I do it wrong.
Your cousin's got to run all the way around.
Oh yeah, because Dex is injured and limping. He can't jump over the fence. He has to go around the long way.
see. Oh, yeah.
Don't mind me.
How'd you not forget to breathe, may I ask?
Ooh, and he kept insulting Dex. This is like the core of what is funny in this episode. You just, yeah.
Wow. That's not very nice.
I'm not a nice person.
He's angry. He's adorable when you.
So, Scythe Boy, how have you changed, would you say?
He doesn't really go by Scythe Boy anymore.
Well, that's true. Like, what's the most,
Yeah.
crucial thing that has happened to you since we last met? Like, how have you changed?
Well, I became an outlaw.
Well, that doesn't change who
I'm,
you are,
I'm,
though.
I'm pretty. What? What are you talking about, Mr. Woods?
Well, you're still the same person, Trip. Not much has changed.
See, he keeps like, no, well, you're still, dude. Like,
If I'm comparing you to myself, I've never, before I joined Arbiters, I've never robbed someone. I was kind to everyone. Now I hate everyone and I rob everyone. So, big fucking change.
oh, by the way, let's jump back a little bit here. I'm just gonna point something out real quick.
I've never.
Here, because this is Deer Isle, the map is always going through constant changes. The map creator is always like improving the map, adding stuff to it, and all of that. This is the last time we would be here in. This is Sandy Bay, I think. And this is the last time. If you look to the left here, you'll see like an open courtyard, kind of with those buildings. This is the last time we would see that because once we got back, once the next time we're entering Sandy Bay is actually all of this will have changed. It will be a lot more overgrown. That little courtyard to our left there is going to be completely blocked off. That's how it is right now in the updated version of the map. It's blocked off. Like it's blocked off so that you can see. Like it gives you the illusion that people have actually created a boarded up sanctuary there. Like there's it's gonna be blocked off with like props of metal walls and makeshift like barriers and all of that. It actually looks really good. So this is just like right now it's just like kind of stock. It's very standard and all that. But after a while, I think we'll return to Sandy Bay in one episode. I think it is in episode somewhere in the late 20s. I think it's like 29, 28 maybe. We're going back there and it's just like everything is just changed. It looks really good.
Like, what's the most
Yeah.
crucial thing that has happened to you since we last met? Like, how have you changed?
Well,
Like there, you see this entire open area to your right here. It does not look like that anymore.
I became an outlaw.
It looks like people have been living here and putting up a fight. Out on the street in front of this building, there's actually now like a static pile of zombies. So, or like at least, well, corpses. So it looks like they have wanted to try to break in. There's been a horde that's attempted to break in. It actually looks really, really good. We will return to that in like a later episode, like 10 episodes later or something.
Well, that doesn't
So
change who
I'm,
you are,
I'm,
though.
I'm, I'm pretty. What? What are you talking about, Mr. Woods?
Well, you're still the same person, Trip. Not much has changed. Like, if I'm comparing you to myself, I've never, before I joined Arbiters, I've never robbed someone. I was kind to everyone. Now I hate everyone and I rob everyone. So, big fucking change.
Just give some time.
Okay, listen to this. This is. I feel so bad for Skip Tracer here. He's like, no, please, just be patient. I can change. I can be this badass robber and bandit. I promise. And then he flips like, no, I don't think I want to be that. Just listen to this.
I will.
Well, give me some time to build up that. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want to hate everyone.
You'll get there one day.
Oh,
He will.
is John home?
Yeah. I don't want to hate everybody.
John.
Is that one trader guy?
Yeah, that Eve talked about. I mean, it looks like he's fortified his place pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the place where we went when we helped Eve move from her house, which was this house, this greenhouse,
Interesting.
right up here. All of this also does not look like this anymore. The entirety of Sandy Bay changed for the better. Like, he put in so much overgrowth. It really looks like a town that's been left for centuries and just like, you know, everything is just like completely like it right now it just looks like stock buildings have been plopped down, but he would really improve this.
And his flag was all the way up.
What is he doing, walking around with his trousers like that?
He's naked. He's removed his pants.
Hey man, Scythe boy, you want to be pantsless?
No, I have pants on now.
All right.
Why have you got two axes?
Listen to how much Alex Woods is complaining with him. Like, come on, man, shape up. You know, I loved hearing that.
Cause I didn't I didn't have anything else on my other shoulder. My favorite zombie weapon is the barbed wire baseball bat.
Mine's got to be the sword.
Oh,
The
that's
sword,
fine.
yeah, the sword's good.
Whoa, that place has been fortified since last I was here.
That has.
Interesting.
I cut it out here. I don't actually know why I did that, but Alex Woods would also say, he would remark that, oh my god, that place is so easy to break into. I could break into that place so easily. thing is, in DayZ,
So it's
it took a while for me to understand this, but when you're playing with other people, everybody is always going to try to break into a base if they see it. Like if the first group doesn't do it, then the next group that comes across your base, there's always going to be somebody who's going to try to break into your base. And I never realized it, but if you only build one line of fence, people can just pretty much drive a car up to the fence and get on top, climb up on the car, and then jump over the fence. Never. That's why I never build fences that are so low anymore. I learned that late, so with Burleyville, it would still be that low kind of fence, but it didn't really matter because of the mutants. They could even jump. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so what you want to do if you want to really build a good fortified base is that you build towers instead of the fence kits. You build towers in like a long line of succession, and then you build like 2 or 3. That's like the way you can build like 2 or 3 levels of fences. So it goes up. So the biggest forts have like all 3 like levels of planks built up. The higher you stack the plank levels, the harder it is to actually get inside your base. I mean, even 2 levels is usually enough. It's just that one single line of planks or single level of planks that is kind of easy to jump over.
Oh, that place has been fortified.
I mean, you can also add barbed wire on top of it, so it like really makes you bleed if you try to jump over it, but it's still possible. It's like you can actually, if you have a lot of like bandages and all that, it's no big deal. You can jump over that low offense easily.
Since last I was here.
That has.
Interesting.
Go on, Trip. Go on, Trip. Go on, Trip. Go on, Trip.
Or Dex.
You alright, man?
It's an answer.
Dex, you alright?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm alright.
Yeah, he right here, he was really tired. I heard that later. Like he was almost falling asleep here. I felt so bad afterwards.
Does it hurt?
Yep. The
I
more I
guess.
walk, it's even more. Yes, keep on going for a little bit. Feel a little bit of energy.
So you said so you want me to beat you or what? Now I'm confused.
Oh, you see, when I was smaller, yeah.
No, wait, we're not going
my
this
mom
way
used
actually.
to
We're going to
beat me
Sanctuary.
in the bum
Oh, okay.
to make me sleep.
Yeah.
This
Well,
will probably be part
This
of
way.
it.
Are you going that way?
I'm going to Purgatory. That way.
Yeah, we're going this way too. We're going to Sanctuary.
That actually kind of makes me wonder a little bit, because if he was already set on going to Purgatory, but he was already trying to go in this direction, Purgatory's to the west. This leads northeast. I think Alex Woods was just hanging on to us because we were interesting for the moment. So it didn't matter where we went, he just wanted to tag along. Otherwise, he would have stopped here at the intersection and said, you know what, guys, I'm going to Purgatory, so I'm going to the west. So this is where we separate, but he just he clearly intended to follow us, so yeah.
Oh, I've got to go through Sanctuary. That's fine.
Alright.
Oh my
Oh
god, never
shit,
seen one of these hats before.
Purgatory.
There you go.
You're from
It's red, so I wanted to
Purgatory?
do it.
He's one of the Arbiters, Koala. We've
Oh
covered this.
shit.
Again, I
Okay, I
keep
don't think I
saying
wanna
he
mess
has
with
multiple
you.
personalities. I'm
I
telling you.
kind of feel like you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a big fan of the Arbiters. I think they're really badass.
Okay, so which personality are we talking to
I
now?
like the, You're
He
talking to
keeps
Dexter.
grunting at us. It's making me nervous.
As
Okay.
much as I appreciate you saying these good things about me,
The
would be, would
fanboying.
be nice if you get your tongue out my ass.
Tastes a little bit salty because you've been
Oh.
running for a little bit.
That's
Okay.
fucking horrible.
I don't swing that way, pal.
Don't do
So
that. Don't do that ever again.
sorry
Don't
to
do that ever again.
disappoint you.
Yeah, that could actually be that could be dangerous. I mean, these bandit factions, most people tend to play tough guys in the bandit factions because they go around robbing people. They always want to assert their dominance and all that. If somebody makes like a gay joke about them, it's not a good thing to do because their characters, while the players themselves might not be homophobic or anything like that, their characters might be. So you really don't want to do that. They might actually take, offense and be all like, what the hell are you talking about? So that was actually, he kind of dodged a bullet there because Alex didn't really, seem to care all that much. But you always need to be a little bit careful.
Listen, I can't help myself.
You can't help yourself. Why are you making us look bad, man? You're making us look like fucking weirdos or
You
freaks.
can pretty much
Oh,
tell that he's
I'm just
16.
a creepy
but
cousin at the end, I guess.
Yeah, he was Koala was actually he was actually 16 when we played this. This was 2021, so it was 2 years ago. I'm 40 now, so I was 38. Medi was, I'm not sure. I don't know if I know how old Medi is. I think he's a couple of years younger than me. Um, Maybe several years younger. I don't know. And he was 16. So Koala would be 18 now, I think. I mean, in real life, us players. I mean,
Have the hormones
God.
kicked in yet? Like you go on your first pube? Like what's going on?
so now a crash brought on by massive lag forced both me and Rory to relog in order to fix the issue. Yeah. Right after that final thing we saw here, the game just crashed. Like I was kicked out, like to desktop completely, because my screen froze suddenly, and we had to relog to get back into the game and continue the story. So now we're starting right as I log in. I think the only one, no, James, not James, Alex Woods and Dex were the only ones who did not crash. Both me and Maddie, we crashed, or Rory.
Jesus fucking hell.
When your brother gets back from his headache, we've got to leave because I'm pretty sure there's someone coming over to rob people.
Oh, really?
Yep. Your cousin over here just witnessed it. I was trying to talk to him. Either he's scared of the armband or he's fucking wanting to rob someone.
Oh,
Not
okay.
sure which one.
Well, let's just mass head over to Sanctuary and we can, like, rest there. Where did Scythe Boy go? It's gonna be what I call him now.
Just vanished, I'm pretty sure. The Cyclops.
Okay. So did you see somebody, Dex? Like, what happened, basically?
We actually saw someone. So the person who was coming from there flanks all the way back around, and he has an MK17, so he can gun us all down very quickly.
Was he
And we
alone?
ain't back in armor.
That's so no when that happens, lag. I mean, yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie. One time it was so bad. That summer was actually really bad for lag. Summer of 2021 was survivalists experienced a lot of lag because I think they were trying to experiment a little bit with what was working for the server and what was not working. But at one point, I remember, and I had to cut it out of the story because it was so just impossible to get it through. But at one point, I met a guy. I actually had a decent conversation with him, and I lagged so much that I got kicked out of the conversation, I think 4 or 5 times. I had to relog into the game constantly. We both had to, actually. I logged back in. He was there. We continued the story. Then he disappeared, and he had to come back on. And we continued the conversation. And then my game crashed again. It was unbelievable. I will never forget that. Unfortunately, I never saved it, but it wasn't anything worth saving, just for that. But it was really it was really bad. After that, I think it got so bad that after the fourth or fifth relog, we met up again, and instead of continuing the conversation, we just said, "Okay, this is not working. We're gonna have to meet up again someday and just continue the conversation then." And then we went our separate ways because we could not have a decent discussion under those circumstances. It was impossible. I think we also kept a little bit of contact over the Discord, so we knew when we were in or when we got kicked out or when we like that. Over their Discord, we didn't DM, we were in the survivalist Discord.
Excuse me.
Yes, but he's probably contacting one of his boys. He kept on trying to get away from me and go silent.
All right. Well, then let's get going.
If anybody knows about bandits and their behavior, it would be Alex Woods. Because like he said, he's usually the one who robs people, and that's why he's with the Arbiters. So I took his word on this here, okay, he knows banditry. He was dead certain that, this guy is going to come back to rob us. So we should get going. So, I did not oppose that. I'm off to eat, but do carry on with the review. Well, thank you, Elder. Thank you for giving me your permission to do that. Have a good one, Elder. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good meal, and I'll see you when I see you.
Both of the best. I asked him if he was a Sanctuary Ranger. He said, well, I used to be.
Ah, okay.
So,
That's a bit shady.
yeah, a little bit.
And now Alex Woods is going to piss off Dex one time too many. So just watch what happens here. Oh.
Well, we were all something once. I bet your cousin was a cross-dresser once upon a time.
Finally, Dex lost all patience with Alex, and a fist fight broke out.
Stand there and take it.
He's running. Ugh,
Oh, and look at that.
fucking running.
Look, you're saying running, but
Did he
but
cross
you
the
don't.
line for once?
Run.
He wanted to fist fight him, so oh, they're getting into it now.
Come on, stop running. Fight me. I'm a world-class boxer.
No, you're not.
He's good at hitting, I'll give him that.
Especially with that Munghard backpack on.
He's a big ass
Alright,
target, isn't
we're gonna do this then? You're gonna come at me and...
After playing around a little, Alex made sure to assert his dominance.
Do that.
it? Throw hands, man.
Hey, hey.
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
He just laid him out flat. He toyed with him a little, and then he just, knocked him out.
he gave it a go. He did keep
He
it.
kind of brought that on himself. Maybe this would teach Dex a lesson about not trying to burn people he didn't know.
2 minutes, because I need it.
Play fighting? Yeah, I mean, Dex, in the role play, Dex got fed up with Alex teasing him and mocking him constantly. So they started they ended up in a fist fight, which Dex lost, but still.
Bit badly.
Man, what the
I'm
fuck?
gonna take your jam as a prize.
Yeah.
Hey, you fucking rubbed my jam. It's my nana's jam, man. The fuck?
Oh, contact.
She made a nice jam.
Hey, how
Oh,
dare
Sanctuary,
you, that's
nice.
Nana.
Hello.
Jesus Christ, you scared the shit
Is
out
that
of
you,
me.
Nana?
All right, here we meet these guys with the yellow armbands and the symbol of Sanctuary. So these belong to Sanctuary.
Is that you, Nana?
No need to be terrified.
Oh. What's your name, man?
It's Cameron.
Cameron. Nice
Hello,
to meet you.
Cameron.
Cameron would be a recurring character whom we would meet a couple of times down the road, and actually become fairly good friends with.
I'm Robin, this is Rory, and that weird guy is Dex.
Please stop it. I'm asking you, legit, please.
Ooh,
Just chill.
I like that holster.
I like his beard, but I'm not gonna tell him that. Get the fuck on the road. Come on, dude.
I can tell him that. Hey, I like
I'm
your
sorry.
beard, Cameron.
Yeah, it's groomed every single
Hey,
day.
It looks good.
I like that beard.
I think he's jealous because he knows he can't grow one.
Thing.
Why did you stop playing DC? It was too much like interpersonal bickering. There was a lot of tjafs, om du förstår vad jag menar. Roleplay tends to sometimes people think one thing and other people think other things, and there's a lot of conflicts involved. Playing Daisy, and especially role playing, there are like there can be a lot of tension in the air, and eventually it just got to be too much. But I will say that happened much later. That was not even on this server. This server was completely fine. This was like no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I can. One day I'll fucking show you. Fucking pussy.
Okay, Dex is not Dex anymore. Now he's the koala personality, I think. So now he's mouthing off to Rory.
Hey, think about growing your pubes out first before you think about the beard first, alright?
Okay, this
Remember that.
this is probably the koala
Yep.
personality here. This is like,
No problem.
yeah.
I think I knocked him into a different personality. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen. Brain damage is one hell of a thing.
He seems to be like to burn
He's,
things. Like,
Okay, dude.
Listen, if you cross the line, I'll fucking burn.
okay, let's bring back Dex. There we go.
Yeah, seriously. Come on, Dex.
Hey man, how's it
Okay.
going?
Hey, Dex. Nice to have you here again.
Knocked him into another personality. Sad though, yeah, I know. Well, it happens. There's always gonna be bickering. There's always gonna be, problems between people. That's just how it is. It's how life is. Some you click with, some we don't. Some you click with initially, some you don't click with initially, and then it just gets turned around, and shit happens. We all grow and we move on, and then we find new people to play with and new people to hang out with and all that. So
All right. So what's happening with Sanctuary right now?
Not a lot, not a lot.
All right.
Uh,
You know if
good-
Eve is
good
home?
question is
That
Sorry.
was Eve. You scared Eve. What do you
Oh,
mean?
really? Oh, sorry. Well, let's
Jeez.
go say hello. Damn, I haven't seen her in a while
Jesus.
now. Well,
Don't scare her.
well, I'm on my
You'll
holiday,
be
so
shot.
I might as well enjoy it.
nah, don't worry. We're old friends. So what's your responsibilities
my
within...
bro-
So now we're gonna meet Eve, the head of the Church of Prophets, whom we helped move in episode 6 and 7, and who I tracked down in episode 14. A very caring, a lovely woman who would keep on showing up in this series.
Sanctuary, man.
Honestly, I just do what the fuck ever I want.
No, okay.
My first impression of Cameron was that he was hard to place, but I got the feeling that's how he liked it to be. He was evidently non-aggressive, but I also got the feeling that he liked to keep his distance. Admittedly, this was just from the first minute of talking to him.
Miss Eve. Oh,
Guess I'm not
great.
getting the rest. Yeah, guess I'm not getting the rest of my stuff out.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
What's your name, pal?
Eve.
Eve, hey, you were down in New Haven, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Hello, Eve.
You had a church.
Yes, I am. And who are you? Oh, wow. Thank you.
No problem.
Who might
Oh,
you be?
good hit.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that you don't remember me, but I'm Robin.
His heart's broken.
I was gonna say Robin, but I wasn't quite.
Listen, and then Rory goes, his heart's broken. He keeps teasing me. He thinks he kept teasing me about having a crush on Eve, which Robin did not. I will say, not here at this point. That was still not something we were going for. I was just a concerned friend.
Sure, and I didn't want to be embarrassed.
Well,
Damn.
I'll introduce myself then. Name's Woods, Alex Woods.
Oh, yeah, guys going. My name's Dexter. You got me?
Don't do that. I told you,
Jesus
don't.
Sorry.
fucking Christ. This kid is gonna get shot for, like, doing
Hey,
that to the wrong person.
Yeah, we're actually kind of just waiting for that to happen, honestly.
Yeah,
that's
this is
where
actually a
I'm-
while
Oh, I
ago,
can't
Eve,
be-
but we escorted you from the
Jesus.
north. But the time we actually met her, Alex, is when we met Scythe Boy. Same day.
So what are you up to, Eve?
Just moving.
Are you moving again? Oh, Sanctuary
So you're
doesn't like
being
you anymore?
evicted.
Thomas and I are going separate ways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I heard that. Like Skip told us something about that. That's true. I'm sorry.
Basically, he accused me of stealing things and giving them away to people, and he didn't like that things were missing from our house, and so he decided to move out.
And that was sad because even Thomas actually had like this beautiful love story going on, but apparently they're breaking up now.
Jesus. Alright. I'm sorry. Where are you gonna go now?
I can show you where I'm going to be living.
Well, this sucked. Eve had sounded so happy the last time I talked to her. But happiness in a post-apocalyptic wasteland has a tendency to turn into ash at a moment's notice. Good thing it was just a breakup and nothing more serious.
Oh.
Live out on the outskirts of Sanctuary.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Live in Sanctuary? Cameron.
No.
What is
you
it?
live in Meeville.
Yeah, in Meeville. Want to see Meeville?
Yeah, sure. Let's see Meeble.
So basically, what's happened is Eve is moving out of Sanctuary, but she's moving to a place that's like on the outskirts of the settlement of Sanctuary. And Cameron also moves with her. They're not together, but he's like her friend and helps her set up there. So he felt like he could live there as well, I guess. He wasn't really that gung-ho and completely dedicated to the settlement of Sanctuary as a whole. Even though they were part of Sanctuary, they kind of went a little bit off track. And they called it Meeville. So Meeville is their little quirky name of where they moved to. It was interesting. It was like an inside joke for them, I guess. Love the way you fixed the music in the game. Well, thank you. Yeah, I always wanted to emphasize the different kinds of emotions. That's gonna play a big part in many episodes to come.
Okay. Wait, is it like a settlement?
It's starting to be, yes.
Go get some sleep.
It never got to be a settlement, though. I don't think so. It was mainly just Eve and Cameron. Maybe they got somebody else there too, but it didn't become anything serious, like a big faction or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Are you the founder or?
No. Cameron is.
Okay.
okay. So there's a
Cameron,
settlement
of
inside
all
of
people.
Sanctuary.
Kind of. It's on the outskirts of Sanctuary.
Sanctuary itself was one of the big factions. The yellow armband, the yellow flag with the peace symbol. It was supposed to symbolize a very peaceful and um, like fair and just settlement where everybody was welcome except for bandits, of course. But we would learn some stuff about Sanctuary down the line. That Sanctuary was plagued with internal bickering, and it was a faction that was, if I understood it correctly, it was a very segregated faction. A classical example of a community where some people have it all and the rest is like the working class. So it was a class built society. They were peaceful, but there was like, discontent among the populace.
Okay.
Whatever
It's not
happened to
in
the Church of the
Sanctuary.
Prophets project?
I'll be moving it.
So it's still a go.
You, that's like your full-time job. You're moving your stuff all over the map.
Notice, if you will, that the Burley family doesn't use armbands. We're just a family. We don't belong to any particular faction or anything like that. At least not yet. We're still like we are independent. We are our own group. Later down the line, things would change, and you'll see why, and how as well. But right now, we're still like armband less.
I know, and I really hate that, and I hope that this will be my last move ever.
Who the hell is that? Who's that on the road over there? He just stopped and started watching us. Because we're gonna move off to the left here and follow the big road that we're on. He's just standing there with a gun in his hands. That I never understood who that was.
Because I'm really hating to
Look,
move.
he's just standing there watching.
So how do you meet Cameron?
And she's gone through the trees. She's gone through the trees.
Oh.
Yes. This is just the quickest way to my house. So how
And look how everybody except for me now is running backwards or jogging backwards.
did I meet Cameron?
Yeah.
We were going somewhere. I don't remember where.
Why are you going backwards, everybody?
Because so we were going somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but he decided to come along with us, and that's how I met Cameron.
Okay.
Scavenging, I'm pretty sure it was. But scavenging to where? Waldoboro, maybe?
Oh,
Or
okay.
is sorry, is Cameron like your boy toy? If you catch what my drift by that?
No. Mm-mm. Just a friend.
Everybody seems to want to be friends with you.
I'm not really allowed to have friends, you know? I'm a fucking arbiter.
Is that sort of like an
Well, it's a
arbiter
shame.
credo?
If you ever needed a friend, I'd be a good friend.
Hold on.
I like the
I have
accent.
had I do realize I have had friends before.
Yeah, he's still playing the Arbiter angle. Like, Arbiters were bandits, so it wasn't really allowed. Actually, that's not true. As you'll come to see further down the line. The Arbiters was a bandit group. They robbed people, but, like I said before, they had sort of a code of honor because they actually had a whitelist. They in their base, like their most secret room, they had like a list of people, and if your name was on that list, they did not rob you. Like if your name ended up on that whitelist, they considered you like, a friend to them. And I'm still wondering to this day. I never got a real response out of either Anton or I forgot the other guy's name. The ones that ruled the Arbiters, but I'm suspecting that the Burley family ended up on that list eventually as well, because we would eventually get closer and closer to the Arbiters. And still to this day, they were the only big faction. Once my series was done with all the 34 episodes, they properly thanked me for what I'd done. They had like watched all of the episodes and they were like, "We appreciate your contribution to this. It will never be forgotten," and all of that. So that was actually pretty huge for me.
It's just, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, catching up's real easy. Jesus.
We're not naming it Cameronville.
Why not you name
know.
it Sunderland? Why not Sunderland? How's
Go
that?
fuck yourself.
Well,
You can name
why
it-
don't you call it Southend?
Fuck off.
You can call it Southside.
Eve, I never wanted to punch you this bad.
I mean, the three people who are here, I don't think that they will say anything. We're not really witnesses. We won't think.
Oh.
What's the
I got no
You
faith
have
in this farm, so I don't
deniability
give a
if you look away.
Oh, look, there's suddenly something so interesting on the floor.
fuck. Look at those trees.
Alex.
What a beautiful forest.
He does, Rory, he does not need your help.
Oh, is this
Home
Meville?
of Eve.
Meville.
Yep, this is
Really?
Meeville.
Really? You've named it Meville.
No, it's just temporary.
Fuck you.
Look you. What? But if one in the group was on the whitelist. No, I think they had the I mean, I don't really know how their inner workings worked. No, the thing is, if one person's name was on the whitelist, that person was considered a friend. If the let's say if one family member was on the list, I doubt they would rob the other family members. I think they wouldn't be that specific either. I think they would probably just, if one family member had actually managed to become the friends of the arbiters, they would probably include the entire family on the whitelist, unless there was a major problem with one of them. So I don't think they were that specific. They weren't like, that they were a little loose with that. But the main thing was that the whitelist was anybody who was off limits. Anybody else was fair game, but they would still, when they robbed you, and you are going to see this next episode when I actually get robbed by the arbiters. However, just a little spoiler there, but like I said, they would actually treat you with respect, as opposed to a lot of the other groups. The Pathfinders would extort you and try to play you. They would try to fool you, trying to get you to think that they were honorable, but they would actually just extort you. And then you had also groups like Ghost. Ghost were psychos. Ghost were evil. Ghost were like the ones that would like not only rob you, but they would demean you, degrade you, humiliate you. They would do all kinds of shit. Their leader was a woman named Wraith. She got off on torturing people. She would like take blood out of people and then put it back, and she would like Matrix said, she would finger herself while they did it to their prisoners and all that. Ghost was like the really feared group on that server. Ghost was also a group that was, at this time, we'd heard that they were the other factions had actually banded together before we showed up on this server. The other factions had formed a coalition and actually kicked Ghost off the server. They had banded together to like make a massive offensive and attacked Ghost on all sides because everybody hated Ghost. But at this point in time, when I'm recording this, Ghost is trying to get back. They're trying to slowly come back. And I actually think we're going to be discussing that here.
Whoever
Meeville.
Tell me,
thought
come
the
up with
name
a name.
Meeville, whoever thought
Also, one interesting thing to know is the
the
Arbiters.
name
The Arbiter's base is Purgatory. Now, before the Arbiters won that base, because that was actually a prize in a contest, the ones who owned Purgatory was Ghost. Purgatory originally belonged to Ghost, and then Ghost, once they had their asses kicked, they had a contest. There was some kind of contest. They announced a contest. Anybody could partake in that, and the winners would end up winning Purgatory. Their entire base would the winners would inherit, and the Arbiters won that contest. So another bandit group took over Purgatory. Before Ghost had Purgatory, the Collective and Warlock used to own Purgatory, but that was a long, long time ago from this point in time. Sorry, that was just a little bit of backstory. Might not be that interesting, but it's good to be down with the details sometimes.
Meeville deserves to be like fucking hit with a train.
Alright.
Alright, how many people in the community?
3.
It's you, Cameron,
Is that
and...
including yourself?
James.
Oh, James tagged along. Okay, okay.
James was a member of New Haven who apparently left New Haven and in order to move up here alongside Eve.
So I'm guessing he's not at all with New Haven anymore.
I thought he was a higher
Glad
up or
to-
something.
Glad to see New Haven's dead.
Although they
Alex Woods just hates New Haven.
have expanded
Why is that?
recently.
He enjoys everything bad that happens to New Haven.
Like, a lot.
Because of dip.
There's some bad blood, I think.
Yeah.
No.
Not
He
at
said in a
all!
sarcastic tone. Not a chance. I do not have bad blood with New Haven. What do you mean?
But you are still going to be
Not something that
part of
Cameron-
Sanctuary, even though you're settled here. Or are you gonna, like, be completely independent?
They hadn't thought of that. Like they did not organize. Eve was a good Eve was a woman that had ideas. She was great when it came to having ideas, but she was the planning, the formal planning, the details, that was, I think, maybe not her strongest bit, and I think Cameron was kind of the similar. So they both did stuff spontaneously, like, oh, let's do this, let's move out, and then when it comes down to details, it's like, we haven't really planned that far,
I mean, I was already independent. I didn't take any of this shit.
I personally wouldn't care to split off and do something different, but we're so close to them that I don't know if that's going to be possible.
I mean, you're not that
Nah,
close.
we're not that close.
Honestly,
I don't think
back in Oceanville, New Haven took over the entire town, except for the fire station that belonged to New Moon. So that was like a faction within a faction.
Well, it's New Haven's now.
Yeah,
Right now.
they expanded and New Moon left, but back in the day, they were like there,
yeah.
and like New Haven was like all around them. So I don't think that matters that much.
It's funny to think how everyone here was once part of New Haven.
We were never,
Oh,
not the
no.
Burleys.
Yeah, we were never.
We're just neighbors,
no, I mean-
basically.
Cameron, you weren't a part of New Haven, were you?
Fuck no. Didn't want to join those sleazy bastards.
Hey!
Of course, Alex would cheer when he hears that. Cameron calling New Haven sleazy bastards.
It's interesting. Today is
Why
the
didn't you tell
first
me this
day
ahead
we've
of
actually
time?
heard that bad things of New Haven.
It's 'cause
Well,
they're
maybe they have
fucking
some
assholes.
skeletons in their closets that we haven't seen.
Yeah, that's quite
They
possible.
don't protect themselves. They get attacked by ghosts when they were in Westbrook and they refused to attack. I'm not gonna sit there and be a goddamn easy prey.
I get.
Okay, so I actually did not. I've never realized that before. I think what Cameron said here was that he was actually also part of New Haven, like a long time ago, probably around the time Alex Woods was in that faction too, and they were attacked by Ghost. So I wonder how that went. And he did say here that New Haven didn't even defend themselves. That was weird. They didn't even allow their members to defend themselves against Ghost. So Ghost just pretty much rolled over them, apparently. I wonder if they, like, did stuff to them. Weird. Creepy.
Got the impression that it was Winter who kind of held that place together. He was like Millie started to fist fight with James, and Winter was like, "Knock it off!" Like he was the authoritative one, you know.
Winter is was her like adopted son.
I know. That's the weird thing. He like took charge there, but now apparently he's dead.
Hey,
Yes,
he
I
is
buried
dead.
him.
Oh, you buried him?
Yes,
May
Oh.
he
I
rest
did.
in peace. He's buried in sanctuary.
Yeah, they apparently this we never saw. Sanctuary had a burial for Winter, and Eve here was the minister who laid him to rest. Apparently, it was supposedly a very sad moment, and people talked about it on the Discord. And they like that's the thing on these roleplay discords. Sometimes they have these channels where they can like you know show appreciation for good role play. And sometimes, for instance, if you engage with people and you have good stories and you talk and you have good experiences, you can actually write in the Discord in those channels like, "Thank you for tonight. That was an awesome role play session. Pay your respect." And praise the people you feel deserve praise for good role play. Um, well, I think, if I recall correctly, the burial was one of those events that happened that people were like being respectful and they treated Winter's death with like all the sincerity that went into the realism of the situation. So that was I'm kind of sad that I missed that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's buried at the church. That's okay.
He was probably adopted by Millie against his will anyway, because that's the type of shit she does.
Can you tell yet that Alex Woods does not like Millie or New Haven?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was real fucked up.
What happened with you in New Haven, Eve?
They stopped waking up or were never around, and I didn't feel protected. So, and it was pretty. I didn't have anyone to go out and adventure with, so I decided to move.
I suddenly remembered that Eve had talked about a strange encounter with the Arbiters, and with Alex Woods present, I wanted to see if we could clear that up, get an Arbiter's view of it.
So
Nothing about.
Eve, last time I saw you, you were like really concerned about like maybe you were having some issues with the Arbiters.
Well, yeah, I heard that's all squared away now, though.
Okay. Yeah. What was that all about? Like, what did they want?
I don't know. I've heard rumors. Um,
You can say it. Even though I am an arbiter, I'm not gonna fucking shoot your head off.
Well, there's no guarantee. Never with the Arbiters. You never know.
well, okay, so I don't know what you've heard or what you know. But basically, I heard that the arbiters wanted to capture me or to talk to me. I was told, no, no, don't do it, don't do it. Um, the arbiters want you for some reason, and so I didn't meet up with them. And then I heard that they wanted to capture me, and they wanted to um, brainwash me into doing their work for them or with them, which required, not required, but would entail some torture.
Just like to say, uh, on our notice board of people who we want dead, you wasn't on there, so I don't know who's told you this.
Yeah, that's another thing. They have a white list and then they also have a black list. So anybody who's on the white list is safe from them. Will never get robbed by them or anything like that. Anyone who's on their blacklist is somebody that they want dead, that they are actively hunting, that they're trying to assassinate. Anybody in between, like anybody who's not on either list, is just people they don't really care about, people they can rob whenever, you know. But they don't like necessarily want to kill, you know. They will kill if they don't, you know, obey them when they're being robbed, but that's kind of like what comes with the territory when you roleplay.
They're just chatting out their fucking assholes.
Not necessarily
Like-
want me dead. They just wanted me to work with
Got-
them or for them.
Even with that, there's a notice board on that. I go around trying to capture people like that kind of shit, and you're not on there. So whoever told you that is making a bullshit lie. Half of it sounds true, like the whole brainwashing part. That sounds like fucking Mamba, which is funny as fuck. But no, you're not on their notice board or our notice board, should I say?
And this was actually a good thing that I brought up, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I really wanted, for Eve's sake, I wanted to clear the air. So I felt it was appropriate when we had an arbiter here. We might as well like square that away, so that she doesn't, like, you know, have to worry about it. Uh, Felt like a good thing to do.
Okay. Well, that's
See?
good to know. And then I also heard the last thing I heard was that it wasn't. It was just one particular arbiter that was trying to plan this all out and capture me and use me.
And guess who that was? She's gonna name drop now, and I had no idea. Not in a million years I would think that it was him.
For my influences or something like that.
You know the name of the guy?
So, yeah.
What was he called?
Was this before or after New Haven?
Scythe Boy.
Yep.
Wait, what? Was it
Skip Tracer.
Scythe Boy that wanted to kidnap you? What? Oh my god.
Scythe oh man.
Yes.
But
I have a
why?
sh-
See, this is confusing to me. I don't understand. None of
And we were with him like earlier in this episode, you know.
it clicks together.
But it's
You
also
guys
hilarious
knew
as
each other
fuck.
from fucking New Haven.
No, Dex is our cousin. Scythe Boy is Skip Tracer. You remember he was the one with the yellow poncho, who Alex Woods in the red poncho was always like putting in his place and all that.
And
Oh,
I'm just as confused.
you're
Okay,
gonna
so
have to ask like
someone-
Skip about that.
Yep.
This is weird. But okay, so
Well,
the
I definitely will,
officially
Because that doesn't make any sense to me either.
no.
Like I was surprised that Skip would want to capture me and take me to the arbiters. Like I don't know.
Well, at least I mean we have an arbiter here, so at least you have it like cleared up now that that particular faction doesn't want to do it. Like it doesn't mean you any harm basically.
Just like always, if you're gonna go into fucking Old Town, better tell us, or one of us is gonna probably rob you.
Yeah, Old Town was the official name of the ruin where Purgatory is located. Purgatory is what they call their base. Old Town, Purgatory is located in the center of Old Town. So he's pretty much talking about Purgatory. No worries, Sassy. No worries. I will always try to remind you so that you get the details right. No worries.
Yeah.
I think all I had to do is say hi, I'm Eve, and you guys would leave me alone, wouldn't you?
Nope, over the radio. Do it over the radio.
Yeah, that's another thing. If the arbiters, if you walk into Purgatory, they want you to do that, because if you walk into purgatory, if they tried to get you to come to purgatory, and once you were there, once you were inside the walls, they would strip you of everything you owned, and they would like pretty much own you as a slave. Um, that's why he's saying, if you want to, the only way to actually come and meet us on equal terms, like as a friend or as a, just somebody who needs to talk to us, always contact us over the radio. If you do that, we know we will let you in and we will leave you unmolested. But if you just walk up to the gates, you're gonna be let in, but they're gonna like take advantage of you. They're gonna like rob you and all anything. That's actually something that what was his guy Leo a couple of episodes back. I think it was in episode 11 when he says that it had happened to him and he had been forced to like crawl on all fours. No, wait. No, you can't do that in the game. But he'd been stripped naked and he had put like he'd been put they'd put cat ears on him and they'd called him some strange name, which and it was like humiliating to him and everything like that. So
We're a fucking chaotic town, so that's how it works.
While on the subject of what had happened to Eve, which prompted her to move, Eve herself brought up the strange man who had approached her at her old church.
There was a guy that had a Grim Reaper with a scythe.
Oh.
That's ghosts.
That's
Good
the
luck
remnant.
surviving if they're
That's
after
the
you. Good luck surviving them.
Wait a
That's
minute.
nothing to do with me.
Did you say ghosts?
After me, they just
Remnants of
That's not
ghosts. Yeah,
ghosts.
that's
Have
what
they
are.
returned?
That's Ghost. Ghosts
Some.
are the skull one, not the Grim Reaper.
Oh, Grim Reaper. Wait, Grim Reaper. That's
Yeah,
the
Grim
family?
Reaper's. No,
This is the family.
Grim Reaper's
Or is that-
old, very old.
Yeah, so if it's the Grim Reaper, that's the family.
It was this group.
anyone though?
I can't remember their name, but they wore this Grim Reaper armbands. They were mercs basically. They had intel on the entire island, and if you wanted intel, you could pay them. You want someone dead, you could pay them.
yeah, there are a lot of factions in the RP community, in the roleplay community, that play mercenaries, mercs. Basically, the group will do your dirty bidding for money. Like you could pay people in that you could pay that group to do whatever, like do security, do protection, but that you could also pay them to assassinate people. You could pay them to be couriers, deliver a message. You could also pay them to harass other people's. So you have your basic good guys like merchants, businessmen, civilized settlements, and all that. People who try to be decent, make a living, and be friendly and respectful to everybody. You have your bandit groups, which are the opposite side of that spectrum, which they're robbing people, they extort people, they harass people, they do all that. And then you have your mercenaries, who are pretty much neutral, but you can pay them. They do what you want them to do for money, basically. So there's a lot of dynamic situations. There's a lot of different mindsets in roleplay when you do these things. That's what I like. Everybody plays a part, and there's always good guys. There's always bad guys. So that's what I like with it. Like you never know the next person you meet. You don't know if that person is going to be a good, friendly person or a bad guy who's going to immediately like try to rob you or kill you, maybe even eat you. Some people role play as cannibals, and I love the cults that they come up with. That's a favorite type of faction, because they always do these weird stuff. Like they mutilate cattle and they have these rituals and they like, they scare the shit out of other players. It's really fun to see those things. It also makes you very uneasy when you come across them.
Wait, you
It's
said
the
the
dirty business kind of
family.
fella.
That's not the forlorn
Uh,
families, right?
I don't think so.
No,
I can't remember their
it,
name.
I'm pretty sure they are called the family, because we had one who walked into our base the other day, and he had business with
Was
Mamba.
it
So
Brock?
fuck knows. Can't remember the name.
Yeah, it was a guy named Brock. He was part of them. He was still on the island. One of the last few.
Huh. But can I ask you a question? Did you say that the ghosts are back?
Yeah,
Oh, they're weak,
the
but
remnants
they're
of them
here.
are. Yeah.
They're not as big as they used to be. They're here.
Jesus, okay.
Now, if the remnants are run around, is there wouldn't that I mean couldn't that constitute a danger for the guys occupying their old home?
Oh.
Good question. I mean, if the ghosts are coming back, will the arbiters be kicked out of purgatory? That's a conflict that would be interesting to observe. I would have run if that happened to me. Oh, the cults? Yeah. There are people in the roleplay community that are so good at role playing. It's crazy. There's another group on Daisy Underground, the Daisy Underground server. That's another roleplay server called the Cult of Papa. Those are even more psychos than the ghosts because they don't seek to they don't seek to even they have no interest in your valuables. They have no interest in your guns. All they do is for, the will of Papa, the great and terrible Papa. They like try to find sacrifices and they wear these hoods, like kind of like the poncho that Alex Woods is wearing here, but it's like they have like these robes, and they have this whole thing. They have like this dark Bible that they recite from, and they're like every single member in Cult of Papa is like truly degenerate person. Like somebody is a serial killer. One is like like role plays as a rapist. One is like somebody that has betrayed whole families. Somebody is like deranged. Like they're all that is like the cesspool of like evil. So, hey GVG, welcome back, man. How are you?
Sorry, say that again.
That was for
If
dramatic
the
effect. Failed miserably.
Ghost. The very faction that had driven Matrix to the brink of almost pissing his pants merely by talking about them. Ghost. The group of belligerents that B tier had been fully engaged in combat with, and probably still were to this day, somewhere on the mainland. Ghost. The group of psychotic bandits who preyed on anyone and everyone.
I mean, Ghost were one of the main factions that the Brotherhood of Tyr was like engaged in battle with constantly. Okay, you want the full scope of it all. The Brotherhood of Tyr is a milsim faction that has members across a bunch of games. They're active in DayZ, they're active in Arma 3, they're active in a lot of like the milsim games. And in the roleplay community, the Brotherhood of Tyr is actually well respected. They're very powerful. Whenever somebody meets them, I mean, we've already met them in episode 12, but I met them even before on a different server called Divinity. and they were really like all of them wore black armor. They were super geared. Now, Ghost was the flip side of that coin. Ghost was the big faction of psychos that actively went around being the most feared faction, at least on survivalists. And I heard also that they were on Existence RP. They had factions, they had groups, splinter groups divided on multiple roleplay servers. So B tier was like the good guys that were fighting ghosts on a multitude of fronts throughout different servers, you know? That was kind of cool. Like, I remember thinking that, like, damn, they have epic battles. They are, each and every one of them are always going to be eternal rivals. That they're going to be like the big powers that fight against each other, like always.
Is there gonna be
Yeah,
beef
I mean,
between
probably
ghosts and
not.
arbiters if the ghosts decide to come back and
Most
reclaim
likely
their territory?
Okay,
Nah.
he's shrugging.
We're Gucci. Like,
Yeah,
that shit won't
most,
happen.
most likely not.
We're Gucci.
But that's what he was
Yeah,
asking.
there's a lot
I'm
of
not
rumor
sure,
floating
but
around saying that the Arbiters were, populated by former members of Ghost.
Hmm.
Cannot confirm
he's
nor
gonna
deny.
shrug again.
Cannot confirm nor deny. Typical, like, but yeah, if you're trying to pry some information out of the arbiters, they will probably not tell you because, they're very secretive. But they are a bandit faction, but they do, like I said, they do have a kind of code of honor. So if you were gonna deal with any of the bandit factions, the arbiters were the ones that you could at least consider dealing with. You know, as with the Pathfinders, well, the Pathfinders were they would most likely try to fool you and go back on their word, or they would try to extort as much money from you as possible while filling your heads with lies about, oh no, this is going to the children's hospital that we're building, we promise. But the arbiters were more like upfront with what they did. If they came at you with guns in hand, they would rob you. But if you were cool with them and just followed like obeyed them when you were held at gunpoint, they would remember that and they would be cool with you next time. So it was a little bit of a gray zone there.
Mm.
True to his enigmatic nature as an arbiter, Alex Woods suddenly left rather hastily, leaving the rest of us somewhat nervous and looking over our shoulders. Like I said, he had had a pleasant demeanor, but you never knew with the arbiters.
I got my eyes on the road.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm glancing around a lot. I ain't even seeing anything.
Yeah, just the fact that he disappeared and he didn't, if I recall correctly, he didn't really say anything. He was like, okay, I gotta go, or something like that. And it was like, oh shit. We were really like worried that, okay, he's moving down the road now. He's got his buddies down the road. He's gonna come back here in full force and he's gonna take us for everything we have on us, We were really worried about that.
Have you, have you seen something, Rory?
No, I was just looking over this.
Okay. You're making me nervous.
I'm nervous. I'm
Well, I
not used to staying in one place for too long.
Yeah, I know. Also, where did Dex go?
No, he had to take a rest. He was
He
was
died.
dozing
He's
off.
gone.
Is it a long nap or?
Long nap.
Yeah, it's a long nap.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, the player behind Dex was from Thailand, and he was already dead tired earlier in the episode when he was here. So, like he could not stay awake any longer. He had to go to sleep.
Well, there's that barn over there if you guys need it.
Hell yeah, I've always
I
been
call
wanting
it
to sleep
a
with them.
haystack.
Shut up. There's more haystacks.
There should be some hay in there and make for a cozy pillow.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been nice meeting up with you, especially you, Eve. Well, nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too. I'm glad that you decided to come over and while I was standing in front of the house, because I just passed you guys and was like, I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
We don't mean anyone any harm. We're just travelers.
Yeah, we're as always, we're trying to find our family members.
That
Fucking
reminds me of Texas.
Texas.
Are you all?
That reminds me of Texas, he says. I think the actual IRL player of Cameron, I don't know what his real name is. I think he was from Texas. And now they're actually going to go into a little bit of an argument about which state is better to live in. Since I'm from Sweden, I didn't really care about that, but it's actually a little bit funny to hear Rory and Cameron bicker about this.
From Texas?
No, we are not from Texas.
No.
Even though I have this
From
suave
here.
cowboy hat, but that's my thing, you know.
We role played the Burleigh family, and the Burleigh family is natives of Deer Isle, and Deer Isle is a part of Maine.
And
So,
you
There's not
say
one
nothing.
Where you from then?
Oh, we're from here, man.
Yeah, we're from
here.
yeah.
See, from Maine.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We're from, we were raised near Oceanville.
Jesus,
We
that
live
is,
in our old
a
family
big
home.
family from Maine. Jeez. I'm from the middle of fucking Oregon.
Oregon. Fuck me. That's the other side of the continent. How'd you get here?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, this map is actually a real map. The mod maker has modeled the entire Deer Isle map after the actual Deer Isle islands, which exist in the archipelago of Maine, and that's kind of cool. Now, Cameron said that he was from Oregon. I think that he meant his character. In character, his origins is like Oregon, but I think the player himself might have been from Texas.
I wish I could go back, you know. Beautiful forest, deserts, mountains.
There are deserts
Never
in
been
Oregon.
there myself. I don't think he said desert.
Yeah, there's a couple of deserts.
There's a goddamn desert in Oregon?
That was what I asked.
Be any-
I'm thrown off.
Everything is
I'm
in Oregon.
covered.
Oh, damn it. It's the best state. You can
Best-
go everywhere.
Ohio's the best state. If we're getting into this argument,
Ohio, you shut
Ohio.
up. Ohio,
I
shut
will.
up. Shut up.
cornfields, majestic cornfields for miles.
Now, Mehdi, the guy playing Rory, is actually from Ohio. Like, he lives in Ohio. So, like it's Oregon, Ohio, Oregon, Ohio.
Exactly.
Oh,
Goddamn corn stick.
beautiful.
Can we just go and like have a rest now?
Okay.
Jesus. All right. Well, take care. Thanks for allowing us to crash here, and we'll see you again soon.
Rest easy.
We will do that. Take care.
Oh, okay, bye.
Finally, bye.
What the
Sorry
fuck
about
was
that, I was daydreaming again. We're talking about home and it reminded me of Utah.
Don't start. Don't start. Get in here.
Yeah, now she starts talking about Utah. I was like, oh, jeez.
Get in here. All right. Well,
Good night.
good night, my bro. Hope we find Dex next time. Hope he doesn't get in any troubles. You know.
Oh, he's just sleeping down the way over there. He didn't get too far.
We still have a little ways to go, but we're pretty close to RCFI.
True.
That's gonna be next adventure. All right. Sleep well, bro.
Copy. Good night.
Nighty night.
And thus ends episode 16, Rolling with an Arbiter. There we go. There we go. That is it for this episode. What'd you think? Sassy! Or GVG, if you saw it as well. Let me do this. There we go. Next episode, whenever that is gonna be episode 17, RCFI. It's going to be the episode which details the Burley family finally arriving at RCFI. RCFI is short for the Research and Containment Facility, which is, according to the lore of Deer Isle, is where they, at first, when the outbreak happened, that is where they quarantined everybody that had contracted the virus. Oh, you loved it? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. I always appreciate good feedback like that. I mean, you can be honest though. You don't have to kiss my ass, you know, if you didn't like it. But thank you for the positive feedback. Yeah. So episode 17 is going to be next. I don't know. We might actually do it tomorrow after tomorrow's episode of Super Nintendo Summer, just like tonight. So we'll see what happens. It all depends on how long I play for tomorrow. I might be a little bit too tired, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that is it for episode 16. It's one of the more humorous episodes, especially with Dex. The next full-blown humorous episode will be episode 23. So there's like a bunch of episodes in between there that explores like a lot of the lore, where we meet new people and all that. Episode 19 is basically a huge exposition dump. 18 actually details the arrival of the mutants, the new threat, and that's kind of where the end of the first season takes place. Episode 19 is something slightly in between. The real end of the first season, I would really say, is episode 20, for obvious reasons when you see that. And then episode 21 sort of starts a new chapter in our lives. Same people, same characters, same relationships and all that. But there's a reason why it's easy to consider that one like a new season. You'll understand once we get there. And then, yeah, the best episodes actually happens after that little break. The first season is mostly us getting to know people, fighting a cold war against the Pathfinders, and basically dealing with trying to find our family members and all that. Actually, Sassy, if you wanted to really see this from the beginning, you should start from episode 1, when I get back to the island on my own and try to find my brother for the first time, and try to, you know, you really should watch it from that. But there's no rush or anything like that. Good night, sleep tight. You too, Sassy. Take it easy. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated, and have a good Friday tomorrow. I know you work tomorrow, so you are not going to be present during tomorrow's episode, unfortunately. But I don't know. Maybe I won't do roleplay review tomorrow in that case. Maybe I'll wait until you can actually check it out. Maybe next week or something like that. If you want me to hold off on it until you get back. Yeah, that is pretty much it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I will give you the link to my Discord, which is the official Discord of this stream channel. Feel free to go there and get the latest news and updates regarding my channel. And also, if you want to check out my retro progression list, it is reachable through this link. And that is where you'll always be able to see where we're at with the retro content, as well as where we are going. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great night's sleep, and tomorrow I'll see you again with a new episode of Super Nintendo Summer, where we will continue with Shadowrun. For now, I wish you the very best. Remember to stay safe mind social distance, and always remember to keep the retro legacy alive. This is EagleBite83 wishing you the best. Take care, good night, and goodbye.